What's going on, guys? Big Jim here. We're going to do a little project. We did get the Tristashe V2 in. If you haven't tried this, man, you should. Because this thing is a slicer. This one's been used. I've been carrying it and really like it. Especially for the money. So I think this one was, what, $139 or something like that. But we're going to do a little project today. In the Tristashe, we're going to attempt to put some skiff bearings in it. This thing is dead center, as you can see, and there is a ridge in there, and it has to hit dead center for that ridge. So hopefully skiff bearings will make that even better. So let's give it a try. Today I'm using, this is one I've been using quite often anymore. If you don't know, if you watch my videos when I tear something down, I've been using this Off-Grid Knives bit driver for the money. They're awesome. I'm not sponsored by any of them when they don't send me stuff, but I bought this with my own money and I really like it. It's great value for what you spend. So reach out to them guys and pick you one of these up. If you're looking for a cheap bit driver, works really well. So now I do use the Weehaw bits in there so that I can make sure that they go in there really nice and fit well. Let's go to the other side on this one. Now, if you don't know, normally my process is I'm going to oil the knife, and I'll put some Loctite in there and make sure everything stays put. But now with Ultim or PEI, you do not use Loctite on this material. So came right off. Okay, cool. So we'll give everything a good wipe down, clean it up real nice, which it shouldn't be dirty. But I always like to start fresh. Good clean materials. Let's see. Get a little bit of alcohol on my rag. Okay. Trying to take it apart. And then clean everything really good. I like to start fresh and nice fresh oil and clean materials. Hopefully you ain't got too much of a ridge developing there for the skiffs, but very cool. Take the pivot out. And if you're not familiar with the Tristashe, this is Tristashe EDC, and he's got his little mustache pivoted into lasered into the pivot, which is it's pretty cool, kind of funny. Looks good though. So clean everything real nice. Make sure it's all ready to go. Like I said, this shouldn't be very dirty at all, because first of all, as you can see, this collar here has a lock in it that fits in that little divot. So I gotta make sure it goes in there just right. And it'll pop down in there and lock when it's good. Okay. All right, now oil I like. I've tried 3-4 different kinds, but I always keep going back to my Gummy Glide. So it's just the right consistency for most things, and I use it pretty much on everything. So everybody uses something different. I've got some KPL. Now this is the ultralight, and I do sometimes I'll put that on the detent track, but I like the thicker oil. So let's check. I know this should be 5mm. Yes, it is 5mm, and these look like 1/16. Yeah, it goes in there. Don't go in there. So 5mm 1/16. If you don't have one of these and you're breaking down your knives, order you one of these from skiffsworkshop.com. Tell them Big Jim sent you. I give them a lot of business over there, so that would be cool. Fix my pivot again. All right. Now here's my bearings. 5mm 12 ball. Okay. I always start these with a little bit of fresh oil on the finger, then just kind of roll it around. You don't want to put a tremendous amount in there, but you want to make sure they're good and lubed. I tend to over lube most of the time, so I'll slide that back on the pivot. Put the second bearing in there, and I'm gonna wipe that off of there. Clean it up real pretty. I'm going to use the ultralight KPL for the drop on the detent track, and I mean just a little bit. There you go. That's all it takes. You see that? Don't do more than that, because it does not need it. So we just go into reverse. This knife is cool. Full-size backspacer. Really easy to work on. Hopefully everything goes back just as easy as it came apart. Looks nice. Do not put Loctite on the Ultim. Alright. Make sure that's straight. Looks good. I'll tighten it down pretty good, then I don't want it to hit at the bottom. I need to make sure it's perfectly lined up before I tune it. You don't want to over tighten Ultim either, you'll crack it. Apparently Ultim is heat resistant, which is cool. Alright, let's see how we did. Perfect. Look at that. Right in there. Very nice. Kind of controlled, slow drop shut. Wow, it just don't get any better than that. Let's make sure we don't have any play, no blade play, no lock rock. You could loosen it a little if you want, but actually that's the way I like it. I don't like it dropping like a guillotine on my finger, and as that breaks in, it'll get smoother as it wears in that track for the bearing. Oh yeah, nice and smooth. Like it. If you've not tried one of these Tristashes, you should. These things are a beast for the money. I think they're sold out now, but likely you can pick one up on the secondary at some point. So very cool. Not a tough job at all. Even if you're a novice, that shouldn't be too bad. So, second thing I do is I use a little bit of this and I'm getting low. KPL knife shield. Let's see, get me a fresh rag here. There we go. Everything all stuck together. One of my Devos. And I take just a little bit of this knife shield and just kind of rub it on. A little bit goes a long way. I used a whole lot there. Clean this blade up real nice. If you got some tape gook or something on there to come off with this stuff pretty easily. It adds a layer of protection. So on these belt and satin blades, you want to keep them looking nice. I have opened some packages with this one, so needed to take a little bit of that tape gook off the end of it, but as you can see, yeah, looks real good. Perfect. All right, I always keep my original bearings in the pouch, and that way I know which ones that I have skiffs in. So look at there, very cool. Tristashe, he's thinks of the details. But anyway, if you like this content, like and subscribe. Just a little breakdown video, adding some skiffs, little simple job there, but if you enjoy this content, watch some more videos. Alright, y'all have a great day. God bless.